Walk the Nation. Michael, Ben, and I walked from Mozambique to South Africa, just over 200 kilometers. Starting off on the Mozambican border, we were welcomed by the Prime Minister and other important officials, wishing us well on our journey and telling us how proud they were that something this big was being done about AIDS. They blessed us and walked with us for 3 or 4 kilometers. The idea and running of this large project was put together by the 20 or so U.S. Peace Corps here in Swaziland who wanted to see some change happen before the AIDS epidemic gets any more out of hand. Calling together 100 Swazi people from the ages of 18 to 63, they would be the core marchers, walking all 12 days and being the main outreach to their fellow countrymen. Walking about 10 kilometers in the morning, we'd put on a community event mostly at schools, which would include the local chiefs, the school children, community members, and drama teams of the Red Cross and UNICEF who walked with us. Some events would include guest speakers who were specialists on the topic for that day. Each day had a topic of a member of the family or for the past or future. These events always had a good turnout and a warm reception. One of the main focuses of the walk was to get people aware of their HIV status. The Peace Corps wanted 202 people to get tested, 1 for each kilometer that we walked. Their goal was completed. At each event, there would be a tree planted in memory of this walk and to symbolize the stand that the community was taking on of AIDS. On one of the days of the walk, the Day for Youth had over 500 youth walkers, 30 or so which came from the youth group I worked with, and over 800 people at the actual event. As sad as it was that there were so many kids that attended, they are the ones who need to hear it. In such a sexual culture where lies are rampant about HIV and AIDS, they need to have the truth as soon as they can understand it. My main focus, besides completing a self-goal of walking every step, was to get to know the walkers and Peace Corps. The first day was the hardest, but as the days progressed, so did the strength of my feet, and thankfully no blisters. Getting to talk to the Swazis was interesting and a good experience. When you have nothing else to do but to walk and talk to the people next to you, you get some good conversations in. The one we always started with was trying to explain that we weren't Peace Corps, but with a mission organization. Once we got that across, we always got to explain why we were here, what we were doing. Nobody was turned off, and most were interested in why we do what we do. The other interesting aspect was getting to talk to the Peace Corps about being here and how they're doing something so big and productive without having Christ, and getting to explain to them why we believe what we do and hear their beliefs and explain the differences. Besides getting to know the guys, we would hand out pamphlets to people and talk to them about making sure they get tested at the community events and getting to hear how AIDS has affected them or their families. One of my favorite aspects was getting to see the countryside at such a snail's pace that I couldn't miss anything and had a great time to thank God for the beautiful earth that He's created. Scenery was amazing, it seemed to change hour by hour. We would walk mainly on the highway or dirt roads with police escorting us in the front and on the sides. Thank the Lord no one was hurt. Every day at the end of our journey, the team would dance, thanking God and song that we made another safe journey. Of course, these are African people, and that wasn't the only time that they danced. They seemed to dance and sing non-stop, always pressing onwards and singing old hymns or new songs against AIDS. No one could say no to hopping in on their dancing. One of my favorite guys was the oldest man, Kula Andreas, who was 63 and always had an encouraging word for us when we caught up to him. The oldest man seemed to be one of the fittest and always in the joyous mood. But eventually, on day 12, we made it to South Africa with a little ceremony of congratulations and much joy on our part for completing the whole walk. Thank you for your prayers. They kept us safe, and not only did we walk across the country, but we walked across it with God on our sides.